If you're here to find some underappreciated shows or maybe hear me praise a few old favorites, you've come to the right place. This is Restless in Peace, and today we're spotlighting Weathering with You. I'm Fennec and I've been an anime fan for almost a decade and have watched hundreds of shows. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with friends if you haven't seen Weathering with You. Spoilers ahead. Today I want to talk with you about the latest Shinkai film to come out. It's called Weathering with You. The movie takes place in Tokyo, a city where the rain never stops falling, until one day, a girl named Hina gains the power to clear the sky, if only temporarily. Together with a boy named Hodaka, the two start a business that makes people smile. They clear the sky from rain so kids can play outside, so weddings would have nice weather, for an old lady on the anniversary of her husband's death, and even to let a widowed father see his daughter, among other things. But nothing comes without a cost, and the more Hina used her power, the closer she got to disappearing. And once she finally did disappear, the weather went back to normal, and the city that always rains had a nice sunny day for the first time in a very long time. But Hadaka, heartbroken with Hina's disappearance, did everything he could and actually managed to get her back. But that brought back the rain. It's been 3 years since that day, and the rain hasn't let up even once. Not for one moment. Nowadays, the majority of Tokyo is submerged underwater, probably forcing thousands to relocate. And along with the relocations, there are risks to drivers that have likely increased permanently due to how slippery roads can get in the rain. And there are probably a bunch of things that go wrong in a situation like this that I can't even imagine. Now let's get to the point of today's episode. Did Hodaka do the right thing by saving Hina? Overall, we have 3 options. Yes, no, and the obvious option of it's an impossible decision to make. I'll give you a bit of time to choose which of the 3 options you think is right. Talk time is up. I'd wager the majority of you said it's an impossible decision, while a good chunk of you chose no, meaning he made the wrong decision. And maybe there are a few romantics amongst you that would say that he is either right or that he is wrong, but that you would have made the same decision. Those of you who say he did the wrong thing are probably looking at this as if it's another version of the trolley problem. In the trolley problem, you imagine yourself standing beside some tracks, and in the distance you spot a runaway trolley hurling down the tracks in the direction of 5 workers who can't hear it coming, and even if they do spot it, they won't be able to move in time. At this very moment, you notice a lever that's connected to the tracks. You realize that if you pull that lever, the trolley will be diverted down a second set of tracks, saving the 5 unsuspecting workers. But down this second set of tracks, there is one lone worker, just as oblivious as the others. Do you pull the lever, killing 1 to save 5? And what if that one person is someone you know and love? What do you do then? Moving on, as I've said, those of you who think Hodaka is wrong for saving Hina probably see the decision that he made as another version of the trolley problem. But it's not. Let's go over the differences. 1. Although it was a possibility, he still had no guarantee that the rain would actually come back once he saved Hina. So it's not straight up saving one person while letting others die instead, like in the trolley problem. It's saving one while possibly putting others in some extra danger. 2. The rain isn't even close to being an immediate death sentence like the trolley. Yeah, a large part of Tokyo got submerged underwater, but that happened slowly over the course of 3 years. People who needed to relocate, for example, had all the time in the world to do so. And yes, roads became more slippery and thus more dangerous, but not any more dangerous than if it was a regular old rainy day. So all you need to do is apply the normal safety precautions you would on a normal rainy day, and damages would be minimized. And I'm sure the entire situation caused an incredible amount of inconvenience to many people in ways that I can't even imagine right now, and that the added danger from the rain has probably caused a few deaths over the years. But I believe that Hodaka and Hina can be held accountable for that, just as a car manufacturer won't be held accountable for a car crash. Now, you could hold up the argument of choice, which is that they are choosing to use the car, and by doing so they accept the risks that come along with it, while they can't choose not to live with the rain. But to that I say, they can choose and they will choose. Relocation from flooded areas has likely become commonplace, and with the rising water level, sooner or later they will need to make a choice whether to relocate within or outside of Tokyo. And once they choose to stay in Tokyo, they are choosing to get in the car and accept the risks. And if they haven't reached a point where the rain and or rising sea level are bothering them all that much, then it's inconsequential. So what Hodaka basically did was save a young girl's life in exchange for adding an extra "do I get in the car" choice to some people's lives. And although I can see why some people would still think that he is in the wrong, at least in my books, he made the right choice, and I hope he doesn't come to regret it. Finally, I do recommend you watch Weathering with You if you haven't, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with friends.